one question is about my no contact with my parents.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole shebang about that. But my thing is, I just recently blocked my dad, right? So there's guilt in it because I'm closer to him and he's also older. Like he'll
Mm-hmm.
be 80 in March, which you already know too. And so I'm carrying a lot of, I'm emotional about it. It'll just hit me randomly.
Mm-hmm.
Like some days I'm like, yeah, this is right for me. And other days I'm like, oh my God, I'm the worst. And I guess my question would be for this thing. Obviously, we can only answer ourselves, like if it's the right thing. But knowing my history with them, do you think that, and I'm not going to say, do you think it's right for me? Because I know you're going to say, well, only you can answer that, which I know. But I'm just thinking, like, I'm trying to word it the right way. Like, I'll kind of preface it as an overall
Mm-hmm.
umbrella for anyone who has dealt with parental or familial abuse and narcissistic parents or family members or whoever in their life. So if you have had constant and repeated patterns and um, energies of abuse, of narcissistic, psychological, emotional, and mental abuse for years on end, and it doesn't stop, and you try to tell them in ways that you think you can communicate to them to stop or to stand up to them finally. Like, I have already not emailed, I have already tried to message them, text them back and say, hey, I need time to myself. And then um, they didn't respect that boundary. They just kept going. And then I sent them a letter. Basically, I mean, you've seen that letter, so you know what that was about. And it was basically standing up to them finally and telling them in a polite way, like, I'm trying to heal from things, and you weren't really supportive with all of the things that I have dealt with. And I did not accuse them of anything, but I did say, um, control and manipulation is not love, and
Mm-hmm.
it's more abusive than anything. It is abusive, and enabling it is abusive. And then you saw the birthday card that I got sent,
Mm-hmm.
and it was very much like a darker undertone to it, that while it looks like it's a normal birthday card on the outside, we know that it's not actually that. And that's the scary part. Um, so, with all that, and that's when I made the decision. Oh, and then after the message from my dad, did you move? I specifically hid my address from them, did not tell them that I moved or where I lived because I did not feel safe. So, and once he messaged me that, I did answer him and I was like, oh, that's weird. Because I don't think they actually sent flowers because my old roommate never got them. So I was like, oh, that's weird. And then I blocked him. And then I got scared and I unblocked him and told him Merry Christmas. And then I blocked him again. So now I'm like, oh my gosh, have I done absolutely everything that I could to try to tell them, like, hey, stop, or you're abusing me. Like, now I know, stop. Um, or am I just taking the cowardly way out by blocking them? And because, I've already blocked my mom like months ago.
Mhm.
So I guess my question is, am I doing more of the right things for me, or am I being a coward by blocking them?
Hmm. Well, as far as that, I think that it's important for you to take care of and protect yourself. You
Mhm.
know, you have to trust that trust that you're putting you first. This is the only person that's truly ever going to take care of you at the end of the day. It's not saying you can't have friends that will be there for you or a partner that'll be there for you, but it is your job first and foremost to take care of you. You have
Yes.
to take care of you. That's truly your job, as an adult. Taking care of yourself, whatever that may look like, whether it be removing people and blocking people. And I'm a blocker, I don't I don't understand it for me myself as it being a coward, but I know that this is the best understanding for me as far as releasing energy and understanding that no matter what I say, if somebody is not ready to emotionally step into a mature understanding of energy, then they won't. If they're not ready to take accountability for their actions, then they won't. If they're not ready to confidently admit and accept the ways in which maybe they didn't show up for you, then they won't. They have to be ready to do that. And something that I learned a long time ago, sometimes your absence from their environment speaks a lot louder than your presence, because your presence being in their environment can say, hey, even though you act certain ways or you move certain ways with me, I'm still staying around, so there's no reason to change. You not being in their environment and giving them access to you, it says something completely different. So I don't think that it's cowardly. I think it's you respecting that that you are a caring individual, and that you would want to just to, in some way, be a good person. As far as the communication, it's easy if you have this communication coming in from them and you see it. It's because you are a caring individual, you're going to want to say something or not leave them on red or whatever the case may be. You're going to want to reach out. So it's just you protecting your energy. You have to accept where you are for yourself emotionally too, who you are, and understand that you have to protect yourself. So I
Yeah.
don't think it's a bad thing at all. I don't think it has anything to do with you being cowardly, you know? It's you doing what you can do at this time with where you are, as far as the your tools, your own tools for protecting yourself. If
Yeah.
blocking them is that tool, blocking them is that tool.
Yeah. Because I've already tried to set the boundaries. I've already multiple times used multiple communication strategies with them, and they're still not. I don't think it's that they don't understand my words, because they're very smart. Like, my mom is intelligent as hell, and she uses that to her villainous advantage, unfortunately. But um so I think they know exactly what they're doing. And I think that's the worst part about it, because they know that I would feel that shame and guilt. And I can't do it anymore. So, yeah, I am protecting myself. I literally don't feel safe with them in my energy at all. Like, but I'm 32 now, and it's just weird that I still shake or my heartbeat races
Hmm.
once I see something from them. And I'm like, I'm not a child. But it's still part of my inner child that kind of feels that
Yeah.
fear and the abuse, even though I'm an adult and the adult got the abuse too. Very much so. I'm still feeling it. So, yeah, I was kind of trying to not feel bad about ghosting them or blocking them.
Yeah.
And I don't think blocking is ghosting or whatever, but I think they're two different things. Um, but yeah, I just wanted that confirmation because I'm like, oh my God, like, am I just the worst daughter? Because he might. I don't want to say it negatively, but this is literally what my mom tries to put in my head all the damn time is that he's getting older, not younger, and
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
basically I'm gonna miss it. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to be in the same vicinity of somebody who abuses me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to just fill that void when he's gone. So stop. And I know that's what she's trying to get at is you're going to be my person once he's gone. So you better behave. But
Yeah. No. At the end of the day, they are both adults, and just like you've made a decision for yourself. I'm not saying it's easy at all, of course,
mhm,
but at the same time, your father has his own choices that he has to make pertaining to this situation as well. And your mom has her own choices that she's making to that situation. You
yeah,
know, there are understandings in which, especially if you feel or know that he has not necessarily shown up for you the way that you would have liked in this situation, that he can choose to make a different decision. So it's not like he has no choice or no understanding in this. Yeah.
yeah, that's true. I mean, he absolutely has choices and decisions. Um, and I do think that part of him is so far gone and under her control and spell, but a lot of it is still enabling behavior. Like, yeah, I know she kind of sucks, but I'm going to let her do what she wants to do to you. And I kind of will cater to her and protect her, but not you. Actually,
Mhm.
well, I'll be in on it too at times, like Mother's Day.
Yeah.
um, so,
Sometimes it can be, people do find it easier if they don't like confrontation to be, you could say complicit, but really it's the understanding of like the drama that could come for going against the grain or going against the current of this person's energy. So they just go with it instead of, standing up or being confrontational. I
mhm,
don't know your father in that way if he has a problem with confrontation, but specifically because he's, married to your mom, and the fact that he would have to deal with all of that other stuff, there could be a lot of, just fear in relation to that. And also the understanding if he feels like, this person is, at the end of the day, who I have to be with, and in this long-term understanding. Yeah. But even with that being the case, it's he's still making a choice. It may be a hard choice, but he's still making his own choice in that.
yeah. I mean, in that situation, I guess all choices would be hard, but I still don't understand it, and I don't have to understand it. But yeah, so true.